Hi everybody, this is my very first video that I've ever attempted to share with anybody but close friends and family or whatever. But I'm a big lame action figure nerd, and what I've got here, you can see old episode 5 Yoda. This is the Star Wars Black Series 1/12 scale, 6-inch scale, whatever you want to call it, Yoda. Here he is. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. Yeah, there we go. There's nothing wrong with this figure. Nothing wrong with his sculpt. But that's definitely episode 5, episode 6 Yoda. Looking pretty old. I lucked out. I saw a lot of these Yodas that the paint that had been done on his eyes, it really looked like it was the scene where Yoda tumbles backwards off of Luke, off of his shoulders. You know, that deal. But I lucked out and got a decent one. But the other night, I'm on the interwebs, and I see where another collector had taken their Yoda here and pulled his head off and replaced it with one that was part of a gumball machine and candy fan set. So I did a little interwebs action, and I typed Yoda candy fan, and I found an auction. I can provide a picture of the fully boxed product, but what you're really after is the fan. I opened it yesterday, and already the battery's dead from it, but it was packaged in 2012 according to the packaging. So I'm just going to tell you what you have to do this modification. I've already done it. I've tried to throw things back together. First, you take off the little candy reservoir. As a bonus, you can use it to put, oh, I don't know, you could fit something in there. Keep it secured. I'm sure there's some imaginative people who can think about what you could put in there. The next thing that I did is took off this body, separated it from the fan, but I realized I didn't really necessarily have to do that. I've already stuck it back in just for the purposes of this video. But I was really just tugging on his head, and I couldn't get it to separate from the body. It was really in there. So I took the Dremel tool. I performed a little surgery. Don't mind this. That's just that crap you put posters up with. I put it on there so you could see what he looked like. Anyway, pulled him out, and from his neck here, there was probably about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of plastic that I trimmed to make kind of flush there with, I don't know, his neck jowls. I don't know what you'd call that. Here, you can see how deep in there it actually went. But anyway, you get that yanked out of there. I'm done with this guy at this point. Now, since the fan don't even work, I have no need for this whatsoever. My daughter's already got the gumball machine, and she already griped that the gumballs from 2012 they were hard and powdery. So then, just pop off Yoda's, the head that comes with him normally. And so what I had to do next was make this have the right size hole in it that it would fit. It was a solid piece, but what I did, I busted out an old Dremel tool, and I started with this little fella here. I just put Yoda's head upside down like this. Went in there, started with this one, Worked up to a slightly bigger one. Bigger still. And finally ended up with this size one. Here's a little comparison. See there? They're pretty darn close. I was pretty happy with it. But the end result was this. And it's a little smaller. But whenever it was hot, boy, it works really well. And it just slid right on there. And so that's what it looks like on there. And yeah, you can tell I need to kind of clean it up. I might need to shorten his neck a little bit. But really, this is a pretty sweet and easy modification, customization, whatever you want to call it, for this figure. And if you do it smart, which I'm not going to say I'm some brainiac, but I think I did it a smart way. I've got two interchangeable heads. I've got the old school, which would be actually the older Yoda. And I've got the new one here, is butt-kicking Yoda. And yeah, I've got these extra sabers from Grievous back there. I picked him up for super cheap at the comic book store. He was loose. Now I got dual wielding Yoda. He's kind of tough. And once I get the custom robe that I ordered online from Malaysia, can't remember that cat's name. It's like Ricor 5 or Ricor 409. That's what it calls. Jeremy Ang. That's the dude's name. He makes pretty sweet robes. I've got his that he made for Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now I'll have the ones made for little Yoda here. I'll have a rough looking set to use with this head from episodes 5 and 6, and I'll have a sweet looking relatively new one for when he's all spry like he was in the prequels. Anyway, kind of want to thank, I don't even remember who it was who had the original pictures of this mod. It was pretty sweet. But more importantly, the one person I really want to thank, Ed Noto. He goes by Budget Jedi. He makes all sorts of cool videos on how to modify figures, how to make cool dioramas. And well, if you have a name like Budget Jedi, you know what he's all about. He ain't rich, neither am I. Keep the hobby as cheap as you can, says the guy who spent $17 on a gumball machine so he could get a head on his Yoda. Anyway, sorry I rambled, but I'm done with this video. Enjoy. Try to mod a Yoda, make a better one, or at least have interchangeable heads. Adios, y'all.